Is it a big island or a small?
Uh, Not so small island. It's in the Visayas part, in the a bit in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah. So Richard.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you know. Can you tell me about yourself and what you do?
What do I do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're from where, by the
I'm
way?
from Austria. Austria. It's in the middle of Europe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I think it's really
It's
nice.
besides Germany.
Yeah. That's all. And other countries beneath it. Switzerland, Italy, Czech Republic, and some more. Yeah.
I see. So, okay. What do you do? You're traveling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm traveling time for 2 months, and I've been to Thailand for a week, and now I'm in Cambodia for 2 weeks already.
Where in Thailand did you go?
Yeah, my first stop was Bangkok. Bangkok
Bangkok.
was my first stop, and after 5 days I went to Koh Chang. It's an island on the border to Cambodia. It's really near.
I see.
Then I went to Sihanoukville from Koh Chang, then to Koh Rong.
Where again?
Koh Rong.
Where's that?
It's south,
South
in
of.
the south of Cambodia.
I see. Nice.
Then I went to Kampot. Kampot was really great. Really liked it there. Stayed there for a week, but probably could have stayed much longer. And now I'm here.
So what do you do aside from traveling?
Yeah, it's besides traveling. Yeah, I worked for 3 years. And I worked for 3 years.
What do you mean by that? So,
Working.
what do you do basically?
It's a little bit difficult because I grew up on the farm, and I went to agriculture school for 3 years, and then I don't know. I like computers a lot at that time, and I decided to get an education in computer things, computer stuff.
Education in computer.
And I worked for 3 years after that in a company who supports voice communication systems on airports. And I saved the money, some money beside of that, and someday, I thought, I don't know if it's really all for me, this work, and I quit my job and I started traveling.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you quit your job and then travel.
Yeah.
So how long do you plan to travel?
Yeah, 2 months. Because
And until when?
27th of January.
And you'll go back home and.
I wanted to study. I want to study water management and culture, technique. I don't know. But yeah, I've decided that already today.
So you're in the line of computers.
Yeah.
Let me get to the topic. Do you think we have been told the truth about the world in which we live in?
No.
So, I mean, do you think that the knowledge that we have from where we get our information from are all actually true?
No way.
Like, so like on a 100%, how much do you think is the truth in where do you get your information from, like the news and
Yeah, where do I get my information from? Basically, I don't. Yeah. Everybody reads newspapers.
You read the papers?
Yeah, but not really. It's just flying over it because most of it isn't really right.
Yeah.
And it's hard. I want to get the information just from our surroundings. Talk to people. I think it's the best way to get information.
Yeah.
But on a wider angle, you have to read some news, some newspapers and stuff like that.
I see. On a scale of 1 to 10, how open are you to listening to something which contradicts what you have already, what we already believe all our lives? Like, how open are you to listening to something which is completely different to what we believe about the world?
Well, it's completely different.
Yeah, like how open are you to listening to new things that contradicts your core beliefs?
Contradicts my core beliefs.
Like,
It's hard to say.
like on a scale of 1 to 10.
How I'm against it, or how
How open are you?
okay. Yeah, I would say 7 to 8.
Fair enough. Can you tell me do you know the difference between science and belief?
Yeah, sure. There is a difference. I think I know it.
So what do you think of science then?
Yeah, science is it's logic. I think for me science every time some logic behind it. But
Yes.
you can explain it.
Uh-huh.
You can explain it in some words.
Mhm.
Whereas religion is something you believe in. It's not really explainable because it's bound to feelings and stuff like that. It's not explainable.
Yeah, I totally agree. So, do you think the school system encourage critical thinking? The school system?
No. No way. I think it depends on the country, maybe. But if you look on China, where the education system is really, I don't know. I think it's, if you just say it in hard words, they're building little robots.
Yeah. How about back in your country, Austria? Do you think the school system there encourage critical thinking?
No.
Okay. Let's see.
I don't. If you don't do it yourself.
I'm gonna ask you this question. This may be a controversial one, but what do you think the shape of the Earth is?
Yeah. It's a ball, right? Yeah,
It's a ball.
yeah, it's round, but not really round. It's an ellipse, or something like that.
So, like an elliptical spheroid. Yeah.
It's not round.
It's a bit wider in the equators.
Yeah.
So it's like a ball that is pushed a little bit.
Yeah.
may I know why do you think it's spherical?
Science. Because science.
I see. What is your number one proof that you're living on a ball?
My number one.
Yeah. You said
If you
science.
okay, yeah. Just if you sit on the ocean and you look forward,
Okay.
if a ship comes along and you see it more and more. You know what?
So you mean like if a ship is moving away from us?
Yeah. It's not just away.
It becomes smaller and then
Yeah.
it disappears.
Yeah.
And do you think it's hidden over the horizon? It's hidden.
Yeah.
I see. Well, you can. If you do have a good telescope or a good camera with good lenses, like the Canon P900, you can see for a very far distance. If you grab a telescope or that kind of camera and you zoom into the ship again, you should see its bottom again. So
Theoretical, maybe yes, but I don't know.
what do you think of this question, by the way? What do you think of this question?
About this question,
The shape of the Earth.
yeah, it's a funny thing. Because yeah, it's a good question because you have to think about it and to explain it how you believe. Why do you believe in the shape of the Earth?
Yes.
And it is how it is.
Yeah. I'm guessing that you have learned the Earth to be a ball since you were at a very young age.
Yeah.
And since then, you have never questioned it until now.
No.
So is this the first time for you to encounter this kind of questioning since a long time ago?
No. Yeah. Thought about it maybe a lot of times.
I see. So what else can you? So can we go back to
Yeah.
the main question?
Yeah,
What is your
please.
number one proof that you're living on a spinning ball?
It's my number one proof.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the proof for me with the rising ship, maybe. But another truth. Yeah, I can't describe it. I can't explain it.
I see. What if I say to you that all of the photographs of Earth from space are just CGIs or cartoons or composites? Do you think there could be a possibility?
No, I don't think so.
You can try to Google that, and I doubt it if you're going to find one. Yeah, I've been researching about this subject for about a year and a half now,
Okay.
for almost 2 years, and haven't seen any authentic photographs of Earth from space. And since then, it's been hard for me to think Earth be a ball. We have been taught this way since we were at a very young age, and we totally accepted it. And since then, we never really questioned it. Do you think we went people went to the moon?
Yeah, I think I believe that it happens. Maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
So
I really believe that.
I see. So may I ask why do you believe that people landed on the moon?
Because humans think we have the abilities to go there.
Let's see. Wait. I got some notes here. Have you seen some videos of the happenings in the moon where people have landed on it? Like they say there's.
I think I've seen some.
They say there's no atmosphere on the moon, no air, no everything. But the flag of the United States was waving.
Yeah.
And there's mainstream science is saying that there's no atmosphere on the moon. There's no air.
Yeah.
So how come the flag of the United States was waving? And another thing is that there are many light sources coming from different angles, seen in the videos, like they are doing it in a Hollywood studio.
Yeah, maybe they've done it in a studio.
Because there can be only one light source in the moon, and that's coming from the sun. But in the videos, there are many light sources, like they're making it in a Hollywood studio.
Yeah, maybe they were afraid to do it directly on the moon because of light and stuff like that, and just to show the whole world how great they are, they've done it in the Hollywood studio.
Yeah. When we go,
it maybe doesn't say that they haven't been there.
yeah. When we go up on a hill or a mountain, what we usually do is to turn around 360 to have a good look at the surroundings.
Yeah.
But they never did that on the moon. There's no camera that pointed 360.
You're sure?
Yeah.
What about I don't know, pictures on Google Earth or something like that?
Pictures of Google Earth
From the moon.
from the moon. Well, you mean the images in the Google Earth?
Yeah.
All of them are just taken land-based. They like the GPS. They just gather different pictures from different areas, and they arrange it so it becomes Google Earth. Curvature. Have you seen the curvature of the horizon? So you can say that the Earth is a sphere. Have you seen?
No.
No.
I'm no pilot or something like that.
Yeah. Ships don't disappear over their horizon. If you zoom in on the ship, if you zoom in
Yeah.
on it with a good telescope, you
Yeah.
should see its bottom again, proving there's no curvature. And also try zooming in on the sunset, showing half the sun in the horizon. The sunset, just barely hiding the horizon. And you try to go zoom it with a good telescope, and you should see the whole of it again. You should see it. It's coming up.
Yeah, but that's funny too. I don't know. Maybe it's hard for me to say that in English. Maybe the view is just breaking. You know,
Yeah.
the angle,
Uh-huh.
like it is at a sunrise, where you can see all the different colors from the
Yeah.
from the lights.
Many people have done it already. They do have this Canon P900 camera. Then when the sun was about to set, it's half showing half itself in the horizon. But if you get a good telescope or a good zooming camera, when you zoom in, the sun rises again.
Okay.
So that means it's not hidden behind the curvature. So it's just going beyond our perspective, because our eyes can only see at a certain distance. We cannot see forever.
Yeah, sure.
But if you zoom in on the sunset, showing half itself in the horizon, you should see the whole of it again, proving that it's not hiding behind the curvature.
Yeah. Okay.
Many people have reportedly seen land from a very far distance, like the Chicago skyline can be seen from Lake Michigan for many hours straight, and that is like 60 miles away. If the Earth be a ball and is only about 25,000 miles in circumference, then you won't be able to see land 60 miles away from the shoreline.
60 miles.
Yeah.
How much kilometers?
It's approximately about 40 kilometers. Not really sure. But 60 miles is a very far away distance. Spherical trigonometry tells us that it should be hidden behind the curvature. It should be hidden by about 2,400 feet. But the tallest building in Chicago is just 1,451 feet. So we have no idea if this curvature does really exist.
No, I don't know. 50 kilometers. Isn't it that far? 50 kilometers?
Yeah, because the Earth is just 250,000 miles,
Okay.
25,000 miles in circumference. Spherical trigonometry tells us that it's 8 inches per mile squared that should be hidden behind the horizon. So, it's 60 miles times itself, 60 times 8 inches equals 2,400 feet. So it should be hidden by about 2,400 feet. But the tallest building in Chicago is just 1,000, not more than 1,500 feet.
Okay.
So that's really weird.
Yeah, you can see. Okay.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And so in Bolivia, the Bolivian salt flats, you've heard of Salar de Uyuni in Bolivia, where it's a wide area where when it rains, it got the the ground gathers about 2 inches of water, and it makes the whole wide area like a giant mirror reflecting the sky above. It's like a perfect mirror in the sky.
Okay.
If water is bending, it would warp up the reflection of the sky above. If the Earth has curvature,
Yeah.
it would warp up the reflection of the sky above.
Yeah.
This is about this is 4,000 square miles of flat water.
Okay. Yeah.
So a airplane would have to constantly dip its nose all the time, or if not, it would find itself at over 80,000 feet in just half an hour, and soon it will be floating around in outer space. Airplane.
Yeah.
They in reality they do not dip their nose down continuously. But if the plane is flying on a ball, it should dip itself gradually,
Yeah.
or else
I
it will
know what you mean.
or else it will fly out into outer space.
But if there is no, but gravity does that, though. I think.
Can you show me the existence of gravity?
Should I drop something? I don't know.
You mean okay. If I drop this, if I release this object, it will fall down because of gravity.
Yeah.
What if I say to you that the object, this lighter, fell down due to density and buoyancy, but not because of gravity? I mean, the quantity of mass that is in this object is more compact compared to the surrounding air.
Yeah. Okay.
So that is why it sank through. This sank through the air because the molecules in this lighter is more compact
Yeah.
compared to the surrounding air.
Yeah.
So it sank through.
Okay.
It is a fact that objects placed in denser mediums rise up, while objects placed in less dense mediums sink down. Like water is much denser than oil, so it sinks below the oil.
Yeah.
But oil is denser than air, so air rises through both water and oil. So water is denser, so it's below, and then oil is in between, and air is above water and oil, because air is so much denser compared to water and oil.
Yeah. It makes sense to me.
Yeah. This gravity is strong enough to hold oceans to a spinning ball. Yet it is weak enough that birds can still fly. Like this river,
Yeah. Yeah.
it has tons of water,
Yeah.
and the earth is so strong that it can hold this water. If they say that the earth is spinning, do you think the earth is spinning?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I've learned it so that way.
Yeah. So we have been told.
Yeah.
Yeah. If the earth is spinning about 1,000 miles per hour, that means if gravity is true, then it is so strong that it can hold this amount of water. But insects can still fly over it. How come the insects are not being pulled by the gravity? But this water that's so very heavy, it's being pulled down.
Yep, because the
I say it's because of density and buoyancy, and not gravity.
yeah
I mean,
because the molecules also which yeah
the
the part of are lighter
than air.
than the force
Yes.
push them down.
It is called the. It is still called the theory of gravity because it's never been proven. Long before the theory of gravity was introduced to us people, long before the theory of gravity was introduced to us, people already knew why things fall down, and it's because of density and not gravity.
But what is the? I mean, you can say gravity, but doesn't mean density and
Yeah, I say gravity is just a hoax.
is there a difference between the thinking of gravity and density?
Yes, yes. They, I think they only made that word to make us believe a different thing, which doesn't make sense at all. They make us think that we are living on a magical spinning ball. When in almost 2 years I've been searching, I haven't found any evidence to it. I've been believing all my life that we are living on a magical spinning ball, but right now since almost 2 years ago, it's been hard for me to think Earth be a ball.
Yeah. Sure, but it's hard if it's in such a lot of minds.
Yeah.
I'd rather to get them think differently or try to prove it some way.
Yeah. How far do you think the sun is, and how big is it?
I don't know.
Do you have an estimation of how big and how far is the sun is?
No. Yeah, it's bigger than the Earth, right? I think.
What if the sun is a lot smaller than our known compared to our known Earth? What if the sun is smaller than our Earth and it is much closer? Mainstream science tells us that the sun is about 93 million miles away and is about 400 times the size of the Earth. Do you agree with mainstream science?
But they can't say how hot it is. Or this right
Yeah.
mathematical?
Yeah, they say it's very hot.
Yeah, but if it's so hot, then if it would be near our Earth, I think it would be too hot, maybe. Maybe it would drop kernels off.
What if the sun is much smaller compared to Earth and is much closer, like a spotlight? So it's not really so big, like 400 times the size of the Earth. What if the sun is? I mean, what if the Earth is like 100 times bigger compared to the sun, or even 1,000 times, like 500 times the size of the Earth? I mean, what if the Earth is about 500 times the size of the sun. So yeah, so what I'm saying is, what if the sun is very small compared to our known Earth, and it is much closer?
Okay.
Could that be a possibility? What I'm saying is totally, completely different to what mainstream science is telling us.
I know.
Have you seen the angles of the sun rays as they pass through the clouds, spreading out on just a very small portion of the Earth's surface? Sun. If you trace up the rays of the sun upwards, you should notice that it converges to a certain point. You should notice them converging to a certain point, and that gives you an idea of where the sun is as well as its size. So it's just right above the clouds. It's not so very far away. I used to believe it is so very far away. It's 93 million miles away.
I can't prove it. Not so deep into science still, because then I can measure it somehow or prove it. You know.
Yeah.
Just I have to believe something. Because then if I won't do that,
what do you think is up there, way beyond the sky?
yeah, the universe.
Do you think there's such a thing as outer space?
Sure.
You think so? Yeah. Do you think satellites are real?
Yeah.
And they orbit Earth outside from orbiting Earth in outer space.
Yeah.
If there were about 20,000 satellites approximately orbiting the ball Earth, then you should see some in front of the moon, right? Why aren't we seeing satellites in front of the moon? We can zoom in on the moon and the stars, but not satellites.
Yeah.
We can zoom in on the moon.
Yeah.
But how come we cannot zoom in on
Maybe
satellites?
the light from the sun comes from a different angle. Because the moon is just, if you see the moon, it reflects the sunlight.
If a bird passes by the moon,
Yeah, it can't, because
You
the
can see
sunlight
that.
is coming from a different angle, and you would see the shadow.
Yeah.
Just the shadow on the earth and nothing
you
more.
can see planes flying when it's passing your view of the moon, right? But not satellites.
You can see satellites in the sky.
Yeah.
Not
So far, from these almost 2 years of researching, I haven't seen any authentic photographs of a satellite from space. Have you seen Have you seen a complete journey of a rocket ship that went straight into? Have you seen a complete journey of a rocket ship that went straight into outer space? Like in the videos.
Yeah. Something like that.
What they show us in their videos, like in the news, are being cutted when the rocket already reaches a very high altitude. And the next thing is they change it into CGIs or cartoons. There's no real footage of a rocket ship that went straight to outer space.
Okay.
What we can usually is the rocket travels on a curved angle. It's not going straight up. The
Yeah, it's come such a
yeah.
yeah, it's
The,
a
e-
curve.
the easiest way for traveling from point A to point B is on a straight line, but they don't do that. They just rockets are just curving, and there's no real footage of a rocket ship that went straight into outer space. When they say they are already in outer space, they just show themselves like inside their capsule, and the picture of the rocket ship in outer space is not real. They all look very very cartoony, like cartoons or CGIs, computer generated images, composites.
Yeah. I don't know. If it wasn't true and if people have seen something different, I think they would tell. Really, some people would tell it.
Yeah,
And
people now are telling. The number of people that disagrees with what mainstream science is telling us is growing fast, and many people now are trying to perform their own experiments rather than believing in what they have been told.
yeah.
So I say they're
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, we're thinking, how would it look like if it is not a sphere?
yeah. So if this world is not a sphere, your question is, what do you think it is?
That's it.
Do you think the Earth is spinning?
Yeah.
On a merry-go-round, you want to experience a lot of speed when you're near the center, compared to when you're at the edge, right? Like, your experience should be the same thing when moving from different latitudes of the Earth. If you come from a northern country and all your life you haven't traveled to countries near the equator, and one day you did, you should notice the difference in speed. Because at the equator, it travels more than not less than 1,000 miles per hour. Compared to when you're at the northern regions, maybe you're just traveling 800 miles per hour. So you should notice a difference between the speed between different latitudes.
Yeah, I don't know how it works exactly, so I can't say something different, you know.
If you believe in a magical ball Earth that's spinning 1,000 miles per hour while it rotates around the sun 66,600 miles per hour, while it rotates around the galaxy 480,000 miles per hour, that is also rotating around the Great Attractor at 2.2 million miles per hour and is hurtling around the universe at insane speeds, then why the hell can't we feel a thing? And also, why are the positions of the stars and constellations not changing for thousands of years? Well, we can see the position of the stars in the sky. they're not changing for thousands of years. If we're traveling in insane speeds, how come we can't feel a thing? The Polaris, the Northern Star, it stays put year after year. Whether it's day or night, it doesn't move. For thousands of years.
Or they're moving. They're moving the same speed. For example,
This is a star, and this is a star, and this star is being blocked from your side with this bigger star. But if you're moving, you should see the parallax. You should see the star.
yeah, but if everything is moving,
Yeah, if everything was moving, everything should change, right?
I don't know. If everything is moving at the same speed, for the same time, and it don't change it.
Like our Earth is moving, is traveling around the sun. Our sun is traveling around the galaxy. Our galaxy is traveling around the great attractor, and the great attractor is traveling around the universe. So we should see a different positioning of the stars. Isn't that a good point?
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
I mean, you can tell me everything. I'm not really
and
in this topic. Yeah.
what can you say about the series of questioning you have done so far?
Interesting. Really interesting.
Really?
I really like this topic, but just from the time, or yeah, to get to know it.
We
more.
don't really question these
No,
kinds
no,
of things,
no,
right?
yeah. But how do you explain telescopes like Hubble or something like that
Hubble.
that can
They can
look far in
look
the
their cards.
in the universe?
I can't even have any evidence of a satellite. The supposed Hubble's
Yeah.
space telescope should also be a satellite, right?
Yeah.
And there's no actual photographs of a satellite from space. Like there's not even a picture of a real authentic picture or photograph of Earth from space. The size of America, the continent of America, the size of it.
The humans that came to the space stations,
As far as Christmas
the
trees.
International Space Station. I mean, they saw it with
they
their
got
own harnesses. They got harnesses in the videos. I've seen many times already. They're just using green screens. It's not really. It's just in a studio somewhere. They're using green screens and harnesses.
But went a lot of people up there already, and they're all agree and to not say something at all.
The number of people who already went outer space is approximately about 500.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And it's a really a real big business, actually.
Yeah, sure, like everything.
Yeah. The size of America in the 2000 Ball Earth picture is so big, is so much bigger compared to what we can see in 2007. And there are many, if you compare different pictures from different year of the Ball Earth, you can see that clouds are being photoshopped. Like there are copies of the same clouds in scattered in different parts of the ball Earth. So there's really no authentic photographs of Earth on space. There's no real picture. All of them are composite, like art, like artist gender, artist made.
Okay.
Robert Simon, aka Mr. Blue Marble, he creates pictures of the ball Earth every year,
Okay.
and he admits that those were all photoshopped. He literally said they're all photoshopped because it has to be. So NASA admits that there's no actual photograph of Earth in space. We admit that.
Because they can't do it, or it's not possible.
I say they cannot do it because there's no way they can. I think all of the things that they're doing are just fabricated. There's no such thing as outer space.
Okay.
In my almost 2 years of researching about this topic,
But what's about mathematical proof?
mathematical proof. Well,
About star movement, about the size of stars, things like that.
if you take a look at what's up there, like the distant objects up there, like the so-called planets, which I think is not real, and the stars, if you zoom in on them, what you can see is so much different compared to what they show us in their pictures, like in the encyclopedias and school textbooks. All of the pictures in the school textbooks are made up. They're not real photographs like in the encyclopedias. What you can see when you zoom in with a good telescope, if you zoom in on a star or a so-called planet, what you can see is so much different. They're just slides above that. We don't have any idea yet what they are. But this mainstream science is telling us things that are way fictitious.
Da waren irgendwie 3 oder 4 Kugeln und sie musste die eine Kugel aufziehen und draufspielen. Und wir haben das gezeigt. Die Aufgabe ist, ja, die
All compasses point north, right? Compass,
Yeah. Now we're coming to the magnetic field of the Earth.
yes, all compasses are pointing towards the center of the Earth. All compasses always point north and can only work on a flat leveled surface, on a flat level plane. If the Earth is a ball and you're in Antarctica, the compass will point towards outer space and not north. But there's no experiment done yet to prove that, because more than 50 countries have signed up in this Antarctic treaty that nobody can go there. Nobody can travel.
I don't think that it would point up. I think it will turn around to the and spin maybe and point to the highest magnetic field. Yeah.
Let's say this is Ball Earth.
Yeah.
Ball Earth, okay? This is North Pole, and this is where the South Pole is. This is Antarctica, right? If you have a compass, you held the. let's imagine the Earth is upside down, okay? And this is north and this is south. And you have a compass. A compass can only work on a flat plane. This is a compass. The compass cannot work if it's doing like this or this or this, right?
Yeah.
It should work on a flat plane. This is South Pole. And you put a compass. The compass will point outer space and not north.
I don't get it. Sorry. Because the magnetic field of the Earth is all around us, right? And
You mean gravity? Gravity.
okay, it's the same. You think it's the same?
나 잘못 들었구나 내가.
Engineers and architects don't account to the Earth's curvature when building structures. They don't account to the Earth's curvature. They should do that, especially when you're building very long bridges. You should account to the Earth's curvature, and you should measure that by it's 8 inches per mile squared. So they really have to account for the Earth's curvature. If we are on a ball, then buildings should be tilted away from each other. And mountain peaks should gradually point away from you the further you move away from them.
Mountain tips.
Yeah, mountain peaks.
Yeah, peaks.
The further you move away from mountain peaks,
Yeah.
it should tilt away from you if it's a ball.
Yeah.
And buildings should be tilted away from each other. But that doesn't happen in real life.
Okay.
In reality, the higher you rise up away from the ground, the more land will be revealed. But if you are on a ball, you will have to constantly tilt your head down as you ascend while looking at the Earth's surface. If you were on a ball, then everything would be falling away from you at all times. Especially when you rise up, like on a plane, like or on a high altitude balloon.
But you can see more and more. Yeah.
Zoom. You mean zoom in? But you can what did you say again?
Yeah, if you rise up, you can see more and more.
Yeah. Our everyday experience tells us that when we rise up, or the higher we rise up, the more land is revealed. If it's a ball, you will have to tilt your head down as you rise up constantly. What we can see is more land is being revealed. Higher you rise up, the more land you can see. The Earth is just 25,000 miles in circumference, and it's not that big. And even if even if the Earth is 10 times bigger, you should still be able to see the curvature when you rise up. Do you still think you have any evidence that you're living on a? Do you have proof that you're living on a magical spinning ball?
No, not me.
Well, for me,
I mean, yeah.
I don't know what the shape of all land there is, but the surface of our known Earth is composed of about 70 to 80% of water, and the rest is land. And the physical nature of water is to always find its level. Water is always level.
Yeah.
So how can we be on a sphere? About 70 to 80% of Earth's surface is water. The rest is land. And water always finds its level.
Yeah, I understand.
Our daily experience tells us that water cannot conform to the exterior of a shape. There's no...
But if you bring gravity on it,
Yeah. But then...
just lays around it.
Yeah. Yeah, great. Long before the globe Earth theory was introduced to us about 500 years ago, and that's just about the same time when the theory of gravity was also introduced to us. So basically what I'm saying is well,
Could be different.
I haven't got any evidence of this so-called gravity. What we can experience as gravity can be experienced, can be described or defined through density. This gravity is just a theory. Until now, it's never been proven. I don't know what the shape of all land there is, but the surface of our known Earth is composed of 70 to 80% water, and the rest is land. And the physical nature of water is to always find its level. So So how can we be on a sphere? Most people say it doesn't matter what the shape of the Earth is, whether it be a triangle, square, circle, or whatever. But I say we as humans should explore as far as we can, and not being contained in just one spot and being enslaved by parasites who doesn't want us to find out about their agenda. Who knows, there could be more land out there, or maybe there's something in the center of this world that we have to know of. Like for instance, if we live on this small lighter.
But my thinking about this is, if you don't trust something, you know,
Yeah. Yes.
you have to find it out all yourself, and how to do that. I don't know.
Yes. The way I'm doing this is through different people. And many people now are disagreeing with what mainstream science is telling us. The number of people is growing fast. People now are trying to perform their own experiments,
Yeah.
rather than believing in what.
Yeah, that's good. I think it's good.
We have learned the Earth to be a ball since we were at a very young age, and at that time we don't even know how to write our name or even tie our shoe, but they taught that to us at a very young age. We don't even know how to tie our shoe at that time, but they said. So that's really I'm thinking of like they have this agenda to us, making us believe that we're on a magical spinning ball.
Yeah, man. So thank you for that.
Yeah. Cool. Do you ever go on? By the way, what do you think of the series of questions I have raised so far?
Good question, man.
Good question.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's really interesting. Yeah.
Do you ever go onto YouTube? Do you ever go onto YouTube?
Yeah, I know YouTube. Yeah.
Do you sometimes watch it? YouTube videos?
Yeah, sometimes, but not really.
Can I recommend one video for you to watch regarding this subject?
Yeah. Okay.
It's called 200 Proofs The Earth is Not a Spinning Ball by Eric Dubay.
Okay.
200 Proofs The Earth is Not a Spinning Ball.
Yeah. I'll write it down.
Okay. 200 proofs the Earth is not a spinning ball. By Eric Dubay. E-R-I-C.
Eric Dubay.
Dubay. D-U-B-A-Y. Okay. You don't need to watch 200 of it right away. You can just maybe watch 10 of it, and it'll give you a spark about the nature of the world in which we live in.
Okay.
And by the way, just in case that doesn't sink into you, you can also watch this other video. It's titled "The History of Flat Earth."
Yeah, really interesting.
Thanks for the interview.
Thank you. Thank you.